Hello again and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio. Last video that I did, I talked a little bit about how you can use the volume control on the guitar to control the level of distortion that you get out of the dirty channel on the amp by backing it off a little bit and cleaning the sound up. This video kind of continues on from that a little bit, and what we're going to talk about today is a rather useful pedal that you can have in your pedal board, namely a boost pedal. Now, a boost pedal is different to something like an overdrive pedal or a distortion pedal. An overdrive pedal has some electronics inside of it which basically distorts the signal coming from the guitar, and different types of drive pedal have different electronics to give you a different kind of voice, whether it's a very subtle tube style of sound or a more extreme like metal type of overdrive. But basically they all have one thing in common, and that is that the clean signal comes in from the guitar and then a distorted or dirty signal comes out of the drive pedal. A boost pedal is a little bit different in that what all it's doing is it's raising the signal level of the guitar. So there's no real distortion happening inside of the boost pedal, but what it's giving you is more signal to take into the amp and then let the amp overdrive more. I'll show you what I mean. For this I'm going to be using my self-built thin line telly, ash body, and it's got a pair of Seymour Duncan hot rails for telly pickups in it. Now these are quite high output, but on the clean channel of the amp, as you can hear, it's a perfectly clean sound. There's nothing happening here to actually drive the amp into distortion. Down on the pedal board though, here I've got the Black Star LT Boost. It's basically a clean boost pedal. I've been using it on my pedal board for probably a couple of years now. Really enjoy using it. Good sound, and as you can hear, when this is engaged, it sounds like this. So you can hear that starting to overdrive a little bit. Now that overdriven sound is not coming from the boost pedal itself. That overdriven sound is coming from the amplifier. It's the voice of the amplifier that's giving me the fundamental sound. It's just that there's more signal going into the amp, into the input stage, than it can actually handle, and it's starting to overdrive. And a little tip for you, if you're ever trying to replicate the AC/DC sound, I've heard a lot of people say that the best place to start is not a distorted amp, it's actually a clean amp, and give it a little bit more push. And this is the sort of thing that a boost pedal is ideal for. So you can hear that there is a crunch there, but that's all coming from the amp being overdriven because there's more signal going into it that it can actually handle. So a boost pedal actually is quite a useful thing to have if you've got a single channel amplifier. So you can set the amplifier up so it's maybe just started to crunch a little bit, and then when you need a bit more drive, so like for your second channel, if you like your dirty channel, just kick in a boost and you get the voice of the amplifier that you had on the unboosted sound, but it just starts to break up a little bit more. So the advantage of using something like a boost over an overdrive pedal is that you get the natural sound of the amplifier giving you the overdrive. So if you've got a really nice valve driven amplifier with a nice thick creamy overdriven sound, you still have the benefit of that amp voicing when you use the boost pedal, as opposed to just using like a foot pedal with some solid state in it. So the sort of thing, let your ears guide you, and you'll know the sort of thing that I mean. Let's switch over to the dirty channel on the amp now. So this is the dirty channel on the amp. And what I can do is kick in the boost pedal again. So again, you can hear the boost pedal at work, making the sound a little bit louder, but because it's raising the signal level, it's distorting just a little bit more when it gets to the amp. But it's a very natural increase in overdrive, because, as I say, it's the amp voice that you're hearing, as opposed to introducing like another voice from a pedal that's giving you the overdriven sound. What I'm also able to do with the Black Star boost pedal, as indeed you can with quite a few clean boosts, is adjust the tone. This has got a bass and a treble control, so I can adjust the tone of the guitar slightly as well. Add in a little bit more bass or a little bit more treble, just make it sound a little bit thicker or whatever. Some boost pedals you'll come across just have a straightforward gain control to allow you to set the signal level. Other ones you come across might have one tone control or like a bass and a treble or something like that, just to give you a little bit more flexibility in sound. In terms of recommending a boost pedal to you, a lot of it depends on your budget. They're not particularly sophisticated in terms of the electronics inside of them, so that they're not necessarily the most expensive pedal that you'll ever buy. But there is a bit of variation in price, so you need to take your own personal budget into consideration. Personally, I'm a big fan of the Black Star LT Boost that I've got down on the board there. Another one which I've heard recently and seemed to work quite well was the TC Spark, which is another one you might want to try out. As with any bit of gear though, let your ears guide you. Go down to your local music store, see what they've got that's within your budget, try it out and see how it sounds and how well it works for you. For all it's a bit of electronics, it's still something that it's going to be part of your signal chain and part of the overall system that you're playing, and you need to be able to bond with it. So I always recommend you try something out and make sure it does actually work for you. So that's boost pedals. Quite a simple bit of electronics, just something to drive the amp a bit harder, but quite a nice way of controlling the voice of your guitar and adding a little bit of extra drive into your sound and getting a bit more out of your amplifier. Okay, I hope you found that useful. Please click like, subscribe, comment, whatever down below. If you've got any suggestions for future videos or questions that you want to ask, then you can ask your questions here. As always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video next time. Bye for now.